All right, fastest 15 minutes on the internet, fastest 15 minutes in social media, and my name is Judson Powell. All right, I'm going to talk about something that I haven't talked about in a while, but I've been coming across all of these conversations, and a lot of them are about relationships and situationships and entanglements, and we got all kinds of stuff going on out there right now. And so the question I get all the time is, because I am married and I am I guess I've been married, this is my third time. And I will say it is my best, the best one so far. So it is not, and this don't work out, then I'm done. I just become a hermit, live in a shanty by the beach. Didn't say which beach though. But anyway, so and a lot of this, and the other thing is, speaking of marriage, I have to give mention and credit to my lovely wife. I do. Because a lot of the stuff that we talk about and stuff like that. So, um, she's a good person, to run stuff by, um, or just to sit there and sometimes she just has certain amounts of wisdom, but it's because her parents have wisdom and they passed it to her. So it's just an amazing thing, and our friends and family and all that. But anyway, so that's a plus to any relationship, no matter what type of relationship it is. But anyway, on Facebook the other day, what I said is what I said, and I was talking about how we don't go about marriage and all of that stuff the right way, and because I was getting like you know people in the comments going like, well, I've been married this and this, and nothing changed, and blah 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 blah. Anyway, so I got all these little emails and texts or whatever those things are. Okay, I guess DMs. That's what y'all call them, down in the DMs. They slid in my DMs. But here's the thing. So what I was telling them was, look, stop dating. There were people on there that had literally been dating for like years, and it's like, okay, that's wasting both of your time, because although men don't have um, as limited a shelf life as women, it's still it's important to realize that that's what's up. And if you don't, then you're in bad shape. So yeah, you can't waste a whole lot of time with this. And so it was sort of like, okay, give each other, like ultimatums or goals to set or whatever you want to call them, but have some goals, and don't date anybody that you wouldn't marry. That's the other thing. Why everybody go through, oh, I dated this guy, I did that guy, and right, and you're not married, and so what? There's no commitment there or anything like that, and people call all kinds of stuff commitments and everything like that, but for real, unless you get married, in the spirit, and I'm not even talking, you don't even have to have a government wedding or anything like that. There are people that will marry you without that. Okay, there's a bunch of wedding officiants and all kinds of stuff, and they won't ask you for licenses and none of that stuff. But is but it's before somebody that was able to say the vows, or that you could say the vows to, because that's what it is. And that's the other thing, and that's one of the major things. Is like, okay, if you're going to make a vow, if you're going to your vow, and you're going to promise this person whatever it is you're going to promise them, because no two things are equal. That's another thing. Everybody shouldn't have the same vows. Okay, and that I am a fan and a proponent of people like writing their own vows, because those are sincere and they're from the heart, and they're not just from some officiant's book or whatever. Or because when I was a pastor, you would walk around and carry, and there was like a book of rituals and all that kind of stuff. And so when you open up the thing, there's marriage rituals and all of that kind of stuff. So so all of that stuff was in separate books and had been, I guess, canonized by the Catholic Church or whatever. But anyway, back to the time limit, and back to the people that you date. Stop dating people that you won't marry. If you won't consider marrying that person, you should not be dating them. See, that's why we turned it, because we got so much social media and stuff. We the Bachelor and the Bachelorette, and we got people, doing all these different things, speed dating, and and then you got the online dating, and you got you just got all kinds of stuff. And so the thing about it is, you have to do this stuff on your own terms. You can't let that outside influence, like, totally influence your decision. Because if you allow it to totally influence your decision, you're going to come up short, right? Because it's not your true intentions. And the other thing is, a lot of the stuff that people do in dating, it's basically what you should be doing in marriage. I can't say that there has not been a day that I haven't learned something about my wife, from my wife, or something like that. Okay. And every day, or there haven't been challenges that we had to face at various times throughout our marriage. But we figured out how to navigate through them, because the first thing is that we wanted to keep our vow, and we wanted to make sure that that was honored. Okay, so that's the other thing. So it's an agreement, and the date should be like a job interview. How many children do you want? Where do you see yourself in 10 years? What do you plan to do in order to support you, or family, or whatever? Mr. Paul, I got daughters, so I heard Mr. Paul, I'm gonna do what I do to support mine. Okay, I got you. you know, but but for real, what are you gonna do? See that, and that's the thing. And people don't think about that before they go, gallivant. And hold on, and let me preface this with saying that I'm guilty of it, because I had my first child when I was 20. I was 20 years old. I had my first child, my daughter Ferrari. Love you back. But I'm just telling you that, so things happen, life happens, right? And as life happens, things evolve, and things evolve, and things happen, right? So the thing is not having things happen to you, but what you do when the things happen to you, or if you show up for the person that it happened to, especially if they are your husband or your wife, right? And just like I tell my, just like one thing that me and I tell my sons, I'm like, look, like, even on the phone, like, if the phone rings and it's your wife, you get off the phone and you talk to your wife, because there's no other person that you could be talking to that's look, even if you got $1 billion deal on the line, right? You get off that phone and talk to your wife, because she can make you lose that $1 billion too. So get off the damn phone and go talk to your wife. You see what I'm saying? It's like simple stuff. And like I was saying in the article that I wrote the other day, it's like, we can't, there's a mastery. I want y'all to get the difference. There's a mastery system within spirituality, right? And that mastery system tells us that marriage is a mystery, and there is no explanation. And guess what? The Bible does exactly the same thing. So we kind of know where they got that from, right? That's where they got it from. So, you're learning the other. It's hard to explain, but you're learning the other person, and there's parts of them that you'll hate. You know, if you're honest with each other and stuff like that, it's like I can't stand you. You know, blah, 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 go in the other room, whatever, right? Or I remember, and I'm not advocating nothing for TD Jakes and nothing like that, but I remember he did this thing where he was talking about how him and his they well, he wasn't preaching, but he was talking about how him and his wife were, and he was like on the rail, the edge of the rail of the bed because she was mad at him. So what we be saying, like when people tell you happy wife, happy life, all that kind of stuff, is because those are old sayings. They're old sayings for a reason. That's why they are old sayings. So please, please, when you go out on dates, it's a job interview. And ladies, don't hustle these men out of money trying to eat dinner for free. You know, that's another thing I heard about. I'm like, oh, wait, what the hell is that? You know, oh, so you go out with some dude you don't even like, you know, because he can buy you lobster and filet mignon. Really? And champagne, the good stuff from the real region of Champagne, right? He gonna buy you a $40 bottle of champagne, right? Come on, son. Anyway, all I'm trying to say is make these dates like they're job interviews and set limitations, because y'all will know. Look, if it's a love connection, y'all will know for sure. I'm just letting you know, if you feel anything like on that, and that's the thing. If you start to vibe and y'all vibing, then get married. And the other thing is, and then I got to call out all these people out here. They got these relationships and situationships and all that kind of stuff. That stuff is dangerous. It really is, because there's nothing. So how you gonna give somebody 2, 3, 4, 5 babies, but you ain't gonna marry them? But that's what the popular culture, that's what they want to see. You know, they want to, they want to show you this celebrity couple, but that celebrity couple is not reality. Even though they call it reality TV, it's not reality. And a lot of things in your wheelhouse, self-care and all of those things, are spaces that you need to give your spouse in those situations, right? So, and then finally, I gotta speak on this, and I know my wife gonna kill me, but I gotta bring her mama into this. But it's good. It's not that bad. I ain't talking about her mama, but it says there's a thing that says, look, she says, well, I don't want to keep nobody that don't want to be kept. So I ain't gonna chase if that's the game you like, then don't play that game. Don't play the game with me. And the other thing is, men know whether you're the one. Like if you're like the type of woman that wants a man to find you or whatever. And then the other thing is, date according to your wishes. You know, if there's a certain thing that is a deal breaker for you, then make it a deal breaker, and don't stand firm on your ground. That's another thing we don't do. We think, oh, they'll change, or they'll change, and they'll change for me. No, they won't. They just gonna be them with you at y'all's house. That's it. I'm just trying to prepare you. That's what's gonna be up. So don't, that's the word. The only person, and if people got this more, the only person that you could out and out change is you. And that's hard. It's even hard to change you. They say it takes 17 days to form a habit. Anyway, fast 15 minutes is up. My name is Justin Powell. Like button, subscribe button, bells, whistles, whatever it does. I love y'all. Bye.